from that time, I remember being like, wow, this was so profound. And then I rewatched Donnie Darko recently.
Yeah, that's a tougher one to come back to.
That's not good.
In college, I was like, I thought that was the most brilliant thing I'd ever seen.
Also thought that movie was
I had that problem also as well recently on Netflix with Regrets in Paris, the movie. Because that was a big one for me when it came out. And now I just felt like the metaphors are sloppy.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's not number 2 at the box office.
You know what does hold up is K9, though.
Yeah, it does. They really sank that stuff.
Do you think that dog's dead?
Yes.
Certainly.
I don't mean to be a jerk, but that movie's like 27 years old. Right. If that dog isn't dead, we got to call the Guinness Book of World Records.
We gotta. Bigelow, I got your next picture.
Okay. You think Belushi just like sort of like transported his consciousness into the dog or something?
I think that would make sense.
I mean, that's the kind of thing he usually does.
Yeah.
Road to Perdition, number 1.
Number 2 is a sequel to a family movie. And I think the family movie had been sort of like
live action animated
mix. And I think the
Monkey Bone,
good sequel. I think the family movie
Monkey Bones
had been Monkey Bones, the dollar sign.
James Cameron's Monkey Bones.
The first one had been such a hit that this to me is wild. This movie cost $120 million to make, which is too much money when you're going to remember when you hear what this movie is.
How limited the audience base is.
This movie's running time is 70 minutes long, 70. It's just about as long as like the Academy considers a feature length movie to be.
Yeah, it's following length.
Yeah, exactly. $120 million.
And what did it end up at?
It ends up grossing 64 mil. It opened number 2 to 15 mil. Yeah, he found out what it is. And he's
and what did the first one end up doing?
That's a good question. Let me find.
Is Brendan Fraser in it?
No, but he could have been.
So it's that kind of movie. Okay.
The first one made $140 million. It was a big hit, but these are expensive movies because they're these mixes of live action and animation.
Traditional animation or like modern CGI kind of stuff?
CG animation. If you need another hint, I can give you one.
Is it based off of a pre-existing property?
That was my hint. Yes. It's based on a book.
It's based on a
book.
I know exactly what it is. It's Stuart Little 2.
Stuart Little 2. $120 million they spent.
That movie's
a
70
Gina
minutes
Davis
long.
Picture. 70. I mean, what even happens in Stuart Little 2?
He shreds. I don't know if you remember this, but the marketing campaign for Stuart Little 2 is him on a skateboard. The first movie's pretty like austere.
So they poochied him, basically.
Yeah, they poochied him.
Because the first movie's about like, what if your first day at school was really hard and also you were a mouse, right? Like that's what it's about?
Right. That's and M. Night Shyamalan wrote it. It's essentially Wide Awake with a mouse. It's a mouse looking for meaning.
M. Night Shyamalan did write it. The little family just got bigger.
That scene where Betty Buckley kills herself in the first Stuart Little is so jarring.
But also the first Stuart Little is
it was sensitively handled.
The first Stuart Little is like pretty stylish, like very designed, but he's the main CGI element in most of its live action.
And it's a robust 84 minutes.
Right. It's an epic. Stuart Little 2 is like mostly animals, which is why it was that expensive, because it's like him fighting a hawk. Like he spends most of the movie in the woods on a skateboard. Like it's got action sequences.
That is not.
I remember watching it on plane. It's a bad fucking movie.
Liv Nicky's in it, right? He plays Stuart's brother,
right?
And is Michael J. Fox doing the voice?
Michael J. Fox is Stuart, and then Melanie Griffith plays a canary.
Right, and James
Nick
Woods
Lane
is a
plays
hawk.
a cat. Sorry, who's this?
James Woods? Am I right about that?
No, I'm not. Who's the hawk? Oh no, you're right. Yes, he's a falcon. I'm sorry. That's why I was confused. I was looking for hawk.
Okay, and Steve Zahn, of course, reprising the role of the alley cat.
My favorite actor and political thinker, James Woods.
Of course, never been wrong about anything. And then you got Hugh Laurie and Gina Davis putting in their time, getting their paychecks.
Hugh Laurie high on house money.
He's about to get high on house money. He used Stuart Little too to
pay off his
house
payments.
Right.
It is number 3 in the mouse/rat box office mojo category, behind Ratatouille and Stuart Little.
Okay. And Mouse Hunt's 4?
Mouse Hunt's 5. Flushed Away is 4, my friend.
Where's Noah Taylor on that list?
Noah Taylor, the hero.
One step beneath Timothy's ball.
Yeah. So that's number 2.